Welcome to What the Biz, where we talk about building successful businesses, balancing life, and all the WTB in between. With your hosts, me, Richard Pyatt.
I'm Brigitte Vector.
And I'm Dan Prochko.
Welcome back to What the Biz. Happy you're coming along with us on this little journey, our business journey, kind of talking things out here that, well, entrepreneurs are trying to figure out or have figured out. It's kind of what we're trying to do here, is trying to get some clarity on all of those things. Brigitte, Dan, and Richard with you on What the Biz. Welcome back, everybody.
What's up? So, does tax season actually end April 15th for you, Brigitte, or does it go on for like another 2-3 months?
I feel like I should break out in song. What's the song that never ends?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
remember what that's from? Yes.
No, yeah.
It goes on and on, my friends. Yes. Yes, it does.
Probably.
No, just because of extensions. Like
Yes.
things always are trickling in. And I mean, extensions can get you into like October or November, depending on, whatever.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty late this year in getting mine taken care of because I think I told you I have to pay. So I have
not done ours yet. And of course, like I do my parents and my sister and everybody else that decides they want me to do their taxes. And we're gearing up to be out of town over like the due date.
Oh boy.
Yeah. And I'm aiming to take a completely unplugged vacation, which I have not done since I started the business.
Oh boy.
So I'm down to the wire to get everybody's taxes done before we leave. So
I was about to ask you got good internet where you're going, but then you said you're not working.
I do have very good internet there. Yes, I can work, but I am going to try so hard to take an unplugged.
I hope you do.
Me too.
Yeah. How long have you been in business?
Officially, we've had an LLC for 4 years now, but actively with clients for 3.
I think you are due then. Overdue.
Yeah. Yep. I can't remember what I said the other day. I was like, if I don't get an unplugged moment, I love all of our clients. Like I love everybody we work with, but I may actually just like fire everybody and close the doors and we're good.
She's kidding, folks.
I totally am.
Pretty sure.
No, I am, but honestly, it's a thing. Like those of us that own our own businesses, like holy cow, the demands can be insane sometimes. And you really need to take that unplugged. So if you heard nothing else, don't be me, take an unplugged vacation before 3 years.
So in both of your cases, your businesses continue to run when you're unplugged, true?
Yes.
Yes.
See, I don't know how to do that.
We're going to test. I don't know. I haven't done it.
It really depends on in theory, it depends on the length of time away. At a certain point, they may break. I don't know. We'll find out. The hope is the processes are in place that they don't.
Yes. So that's the difference between my little thing and you guys, is that you are much further along. So no vacations for little Richard because nothing happens if I don't work.
Well, I'll tell you this, back before employees or whatever, the way that we did unplug was we would work ahead.
Yeah. You will have to.
You just work far enough ahead so that not only can you take the vacation time, you can also take the whole next week too, or whatever it may be, because, otherwise you get back and you got to hit the ground running so hard that that's impossible. So look further ahead, is all I'd say to those that need to unplug. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. And that was something that struck me just as I was drifting off to sleep last night. Got some things coming up that are going to alter the schedule. I'm going to have to get all of that done before that. That's the way it goes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's definitely been there. Yeah.
Yeah. In my case, some of the episode releases that we do in podcast land are on a certain timing cadence. So you can be off, but those got to be ready to deploy whether you're working or not. Yeah. Sorry, Dan, you were going to say.
No, I was going to say all this talk of vacations got me thinking of, the summer and we're a different bunch, but I mean, maybe before entrepreneurism was summer the big vacation period for you?
Yeah. Oh, well, maybe a little. Yeah.
Well, that's interesting already, actually. There's so many people that take summer vacations, and I've never been the summer vacation type.
I was going to say, I can't think that I have been, honestly. When I was younger, by default, 'cause my mom's a teacher, so I was kind of forced into, school breaks. But in my adult life, no, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe that could be a cue.
it.
We were destined to be entrepreneurs.
That's what it is. If you don't take summer vacations, you're destined to be an entrepreneur. There we go. Crystal ball. Now I was thinking about it and I was like, no, I'm more of a fall person. Like I'll go camping in the summer. I'll disappear for like a weekend, but I'm not going to go for like 2 weeks or a week and a half camping somewhere in the summer. It just gets too hot in most places, for one. But no, I'm more of a fall winter kind of travel person. Yeah. And I don't always go someplace warm either. I might go someplace colder, which is the funny thing. But anyway.
I'm an equal opportunity traveler. At any point in time, if I could be traveling somewhere, I will travel. So
yeah. And I more recently have just been happy with the idea that I could be somewhere else and still be working. But I did that last year. I went and visited some friends for 10 days and I worked from their house. That was pretty darn cool.
I got to say, that is such a perk.
Yeah.
Because being able to travel and work. Yeah.
Yeah. And they were as kind as can be to allow me to set up on their kitchen table and work from there for 10 days. Very nice.
Yeah.
So what does leveraging summer mean business-wise?
Yeah, good question. I kind of lean into thinking more about, just marketing trends or what can you do in the summer that you can't do in other seasons. And how can you leverage that to your advantage? I was doing some research and thinking about what were my clients talking about that they were going to do in this year and kind of what research is showing are going to be the top big things. Does that sound like something we should explore just a little bit, maybe?
I'm on the edge of my seat because I want to hear what you have to say about this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I have got kind of 4 areas and with like a 5th bonus. Okay. 4 areas that I think are going to be really big this summer. First thing is going to be AI, but chatbots. Okay. I mean, we're already hearing about it in the news. There are companies using chatbots and they're messing it up. Okay. And that's fine because they're teaching everything and making the mistakes we won't make. But I feel like personalized chatbots for your business are going to become kind of the big thing this year. You're going to see a lot of services pop up offering them. And you may see a lot of companies put them in that aren't big companies because it's become so inexpensive so fast to do this. And the way it works is that you'll take an AI chat GPT and you'll train it on your information. So basically think like you have an internal wiki for your team members. You'll basically give that to the AI to ingest, and then you'll start asking it questions to train it. Was this right? Was this not? Start tweaking, and then you'll release it out to into the wild as like a chatbot on your website or something like that. And it'll help field questions or give links to places. And you'll obviously program in, if it can't find an answer or if it's a sales conversation, here's what you're going to ask and then connect to a real person, et cetera. So I have a feeling that's going to be a big way. And we're looking into that right now. So how do we offer that? How do we help create these for our clients? But I think that's going to be huge. Either of you experienced an AI chatbot yet?
I don't know if I would know because I mean, I utilize the chat function on it's one of my favorite things. If I can utilize a chat function for a company, they already go up my list of happiness because you can have that going on the side, waiting for them to answer while you're doing other things. But no, not necessarily, but I'm going through my client list going, gosh, I can think of how this would be really impactful for some of them. And even us, I'd love to probably implement that. So let me know where you land on that, Dan.
Totally. Let's do that. I'd love to explore that.
It's interesting. Just yesterday, somebody said to me they use ChatGPT to complete reports they do, which are standardized, of course. But yeah,
we do a lot of that. Not just reports, research, writing, creation. Yeah, a lot of it. It's really neat what you could do. Give it a ton of information and say, summarize this, or pull out the key pointers, or you could even focus it. I'd like the key output or the key takeaways in these areas, and it'll go analyze, it'll find it. It's really, really neat, what AI can do. But on a marketing side, I think chatbots are going to be the big thing.
Okay.
We're going to see the graphics, the content, but that's already been around. I just think chatbots are what's going to be big.
New cutting edge.
Yeah. Second, I think voice search and voice search optimization is going to continue to grow. And what I mean by that is so many people search just with their voice already. Hey Siri, hey Google, whatever, Alexa, etc. And there are ways to optimize websites to work better for search. And so I think we're just going to see a lot of SEO work through content to improve the ability for search engines and those voice tools to find the content for us. So you're just going to see a lot of brands working on that. And big brands, small brands can all work on this. The next one is short form video. Either of you two TikTok users?
Nope.
Yeah, I know, right? Me neither. YouTube Shorts?
Nope.
No.
Instagram Reels?
That's on my
Facebook?
list. I don't know.
It's on your list?
I will say that I don't do videos right now, but it's on my list.
Right.
YouTube.
So our big thing, and it's just already so huge, the ban or not, whatever's happening with TikTok is irrelevant. Short form videos are here to stay. They are huge. It is the number one fastest growing media form, and it is growing faster than any media form before it has ever grown. And you have every generation using it. So it's not like Facebook at one point where it's just one generation, then another, and then it was just older people and none of the younger people. It's literally everyone is ingesting short form video. And that pretty much just means like up to 1 minute is what we're talking about here. And it's going to be huge. And it falls in two categories, actually. The first is user generated content, or UGC. These are those videos that you see where somebody's like, oh, I just got this box and I'm unboxing it. Or it's just like, oh man, I'm making coffee with my brand new whatever. And here's how, it's like those types of videos. And the other kind is, so that could be influencers, or that could be staged, where the company stages it, puts it out, or influencers. And the other type is just short form video that organizations make to align with their values and their services, et cetera. So I just think we're going to see a lot of that. And so, like you said, Bridget, you're just thinking about starting into it.
Yeah. My issue is my mental bandwidth hasn't been able to think through that like completely of, okay, where do I start? How do I want to start it? What do I even want to say? Like if I could find a magical list of these are all of the things or all the ways to talk about finances and not be boring, that'd be great. Like then I could go do it. Like I have no problem, like, being in front of a camera, whatever, like it's fine. It is what it is, right? Like we're at that point. You're right. Completely. But gosh, the bandwidth of trying to like think through it, like
so true.
Making it happen bandwidth is where I am missing right now.
I'm going to go back to AI for a second. What's really funny is I've used AI to help create video concepts or social post concepts, et cetera. And I've said things like the Oscars are around, let's just say, or NBA finals. It's like, can you compare this type of marketing to the NBA finals and describe the concept of a video that would put those two ideas together? And it'll do that. So I don't know. There's something for you there. It's really neat. It's really neat what it'll do. And it'll feel out of left field. My recommendation is just do it. Just make it and just see what happens.
Just see what happens.
Yeah, just see what happens. It's so fleeting, is the other thing. Is like, sure, shorts can stick around and come back time after time. People may see them, you may put one up and then 3 months down the line, it may cycle back and people will see it again. But it is our reach, or small companies' reach. Let's put it that way. A smaller company's reach is so small that you have the ability to make mistakes and put out things that are not the caliber of content that we all want it to be. Okay. And that is a good thing. Okay. Nobody has any expectation as to what your brand looks like online. You can't sully your reputation. I mean, so long as you don't do anything ridiculously stupid. And when I say ridiculously stupid, I mean like, touching a third rail type of thing. As long as we're not fraudulent and we're not committing a crime or anything, or injuring anybody, put it out. It's okay. It can be boring. That's the other thing. I mean, that's really where I started with a lot of stuff was just put it out to inform people. Okay. Because like the real reason people are on social and everything is to be educated or entertained. Like it's really those two things. There's nothing else. They're not really looking to buy. They just get influenced into buying because they had a positive experience. So it's inform or entertain, like educate and entertain. That's really all we have to do. So start with the boring stuff. The cool stuff comes later. So anyway, that's short form video. And then, so I lumped kind of influencer marketing in there. Okay. I think we're going to see a lot of that. Okay. So the bonus one is personalization. And I know this has been around a long time and we think we know what personalization is. Who of you have gotten those emails where it's like, hey, Brigitte or hey, Richard, and maybe down the line, they put your business name in the email or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're going to go like 4 steps further this year. I think it's going to get like, it's going to be on steroid and mostly because of AI and other elements through technology where it's not possible, where it's like, we can see where you're at in the funnel. We can find information about you and just inject that in to make this conversation so personalized that we build relationships and rapport faster. Like that's what I think can happen now. Because I can see, what's crazy is through analytics, not just me, but what brands can see is, we can see what blog posts you're reading. That's not hard. We can see where you click in email, so what topics you're interested in. And depending whether you take surveys and other things, we get information about you and we can just cycle that back in and just make things really, really personalized. So I just have a feeling those are going to be the areas that are going to be huge this summer.
I would agree. I listen to a lot of things and I think you're spot on with where things are going. I just get overwhelmed when it comes to marketing and funnels and automation and
kind of like I do with finance. That's why we're friends, Brigitte.
There you go.
There you go.
Well, one of the big things that have been happening, and I'm going to take a hard stance here, augmented reality and virtual reality. Like Apple just put out that VR headset and, Facebook Meta has been working on VR for a long time. I don't think though, like a lot of places are saying that's going to be huge. I don't have that kind of outlook. Have you ever put on a pair of VR goggles?
Yes. In fact, it's interesting you brought that up because a friend of mine bought the Apple version of that. And I've had it on and it's pretty wild. But I admit, for me, I don't know that I would use that. He, however, is visually impaired. So he is, it has some limitations for him, but it basically brings his desktop in front of him where it's a lot easier for him to see. And so I wondered if that wasn't their overall target, but I mean that's only a segment of the market, right? So this must have value for all of us in the mainstream. But I'm curious that you said that.
I won't put it on because I'll get motion sick. Like I've seen one. Then it's like, oh my gosh, yep, I'm not even gonna make it through this. My kids like playing on that. Like they have a friend that has one and they'll play games on it. Mm-hmm. But it's funny that you brought this up because like my best friend works for a very large corporate company and they bought VR for their entire company thinking that they were going to do virtual meetings. Like everybody is kind of in you have your avatar, you guys put on your headsets, you have meetings places. I can tell you it bombed. They do not use it. They do not do it. So I've kind of seen where it's been tested and it is not being utilized. So I see, Dan, why you're saying maybe it isn't going to be as big as they expected.
Yeah. Boy, that's a big investment too.
Yeah.
Totally is. I mean, a lot of those avatars, I mean, they're fake yous. They're not you. It's not the same thing. You don't get that cultural connection as you do even on a video call. I can see your faces. I can see your mannerisms. Like it's you.
Yeah.
Those virtual like avatars that they create is not you, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, that's one reason. The other reason is those headsets, like, they're not comfortable long term. Like, I don't care how comfortable Apple has made theirs. They're actually they can't be. They have a weight to them. I mean, my glasses become uncomfortable, and this is like the lightest weight plastic you can buy. You know, it's like they get uncomfortable after a while, and I have to wear these to work. So it's like I don't have to wear VR, and that's going to be uncomfortable after a while. Why would that take? Like, it just doesn't. It's too bulky and too big, so I just don't see it working in that way.
I have to say that's true. It is heavy, and it becomes like, I don't know, maybe I didn't have it set exactly right, but it's like squeezing your head.
Yeah. Yeah. I just don't see it. I really don't. Now, Bridget, supposedly the Apple one has kind of fixed the motion sickness piece because you can see through it.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You can see the whole world. You can see everything. It overlays.
Well, they should probably test that on people that like are highly sensitive to things.
They should do it on me. I'm like you.
I won't buy. I don't know. I would test it and be like, "Yep, no."
Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to go test it and then be like, I'd never use it. But look, could you see yourself like? Have you seen videos of anybody walking around actually using it? I know like Casey Neistat had a video of him using one and being videoed, going all over New York and everything. And I'm just thinking like, is that really what we want to do? Is have people walking around with these big goggles and like battery packs, like and walking around everywhere, doing work everywhere they go? And then what? They turn to the person next to them to talk to them, but they both have these goggles on. Like, I'm just thinking society, like what does that come to that's what's going on?
We're already walking around with our noses in our phones,
I mean, it's kind of no different, but now we literally have this piece between our eyes and the other person. It's not this device we look down at. There's literally an obstruction to the world we live in. Sorry, I'm getting real philosophical here.
And I would say that people are becoming more aware to the phone thing and trying to not allow that to be such a, distraction or piece. And I mean, I don't know. I think
there have been so many businesses I've walked into that have no cell phones, please. There have been so many more than in the last like 6 months than I thought I'd ever see. Yeah.
Do people pay attention to that?
No.
I see a lot of thumbing the nose at things, at authority.
Sure. Oh no, sure. You're always going to have a ton of nonconformers or whatever on stuff like that. I mean, it's up to the business to police it, and to make sure that it is conformed to. But I think my point is just like I've never seen signs up before, and now I'm seeing signs up. Like that's the difference for me. Is there's always a step one.
I think there's going to be a shift. I think there has to be, and it may not be for everybody because not everybody thinks in the same manners. But my philosophy, we were put on this earth to be connected to others, and everything is stopping us from doing that, which is probably why we have some of the highest rates of, depression, anxiety, unhappiness all around us, right? And a lot of that is stemming from these things that like Dan's talking about. Like, you can't replace human connection with AI. You can't replace human connection with these big devices on your face. And either we're going to continue down the road of unhappiness, or we're going to realize that that's what's happening and go back to some human connection. And I think there is some resistance to losing all of the human connection, that maybe some of this won't take off completely. Do I think AI will? 100%, because it makes our life easier. So yeah. But
well, we sure would love it. Sure would love it if you'd tell us we're all wet, or agree with us if you like. You can do that at whatthebiz.com. Are you using AI? Have you maximized your SEO for voice searching? Are you using short form video or podcasts? What are you doing with all of those things that Dan talked about? Or maybe you'd like to. Let us know. Whatthebiz.com. We sure would also love it if you'd subscribe and get a little alert when these episodes go live from What the Biz. Brigitte, Dan, and Richard coming back to you soon.